No. Oh my God!
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, it's the Red Carpet Reign featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. Got another good one for you guys today. We are going to talk about this recent episode of SmackDown. The WWE SmackDown results, Jacob Fatu debuts, Drew McIntyre destroys CM Punk. And of course, as always, we have a bonus round of Bloodline versus Bloodline. So we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Well, let's welcome everybody into the ring. Thank you all for coming out. With further ado, we're going to go to the main parts of SmackDown, talk about the whole episode, give my final review on it. And then, of course, we will head to the bonus round. So let's get into it. Now, we did have, of course, the return of the hometown hero, CM Punk. Yeah, he came here. He cut a promo. Then Paul Heyman came out. Great show. I was there live, actually. And the thing about it is, he talked about it. He had a good promo talk. CM Punk talked about Drew. He talked about how he kept saying he was going to make sure Drew would not be world champion. He talked about the past. He talked about Chicago Arena, talking about winning the Money in the Bank Classic match for John Cena back in 2011, where he left with the WWE Championship. He talked about plenty of things. Talking about also the Bloodline, they came out as well, solo. They told CM Punk, you better get out the ring. And Punk was like, I acknowledge that you guys are fake Usos, which was funny. They are. Talking about Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, and said Solo is a cosplay of the Tribal Chief. They was going to get in the ring to attack Punk. And then Cody Rhodes made the save. He came out, and it will be announced that it will be Solo versus Cody Rhodes versus Solo in a one-on-one match. That will be the main event for SmackDown. So that was advertised. But other than that, though, guys, very good segment, very good. Of Cody Rhodes coming out for Punk kicking off, of course. SmackDown, Chicago. Oh man, that crowd was something else. I was there. That crowd was lit. I mean, there's no crowds like the Chicago crowds. There's no crowds like the New York crowds, or any big seats for that matter. So it's nothing like it. I can't explain it. You have to be there to see it. Those crowds are amazing. They definitely show the WWE Universe, heels or faces, their emotion, let them know how they specifically feel. They do not hide that at all. So I'm very glad for that. But other than that, it was a very good way to kick off the show. Very good way to kick off everything. I like, CM Punk on SmackDown, but I know he's a Raw superstar. I know he's part-time or seasonal. But I can see him being on SmackDown in the future. But like I said, good segment. And then, of course, we did have the, like I said, it's advertised, Solo versus Cody Rhodes, non-title match, by the way. Non-title match. Just to let you guys know. And speaking of which, let's go to the match card of the night. This is the match card. These are all the matches that were advertised. Solo versus Cody. You had the men's and Money in the Bank men's qualifying matches. There are the women's as well. I know it's not on here. And then the whole LA Knight confront Logan Paul. I know there are more matches. This was just advertised at that particular time. But like I said, good way for Cody Punk, all that to kick off SmackDown. Now let's get into one of the matches for the qualified Money in the Bank match. We had a shocking win. And the shocking win was, as you can see, Chelsea Green card defeated Mia Yim and Bianca Belair pinfall to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank match. The crowd was really behind Chelsea. It was surprising. And it happened while Bianca Belair hit the KOD on Mia Yim, or Mitch Yim, whatever you want to call her. And as she was going for the pin, Chelsea Green snuck up behind her. She tossed Bianca out the ring. She went to cover Mitch Yim 1, 2, 3, and she won the match. So that was amazing. And since Chelsea did win the match, yes, she is officially entered in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. She qualifies for Money in the Bank. Congratulations, Chelsea. This was a big win for her. Bianca Belair is an established star, multiple-time world champion, recently held the tag team championships with Jade Cargill, and also undefeated at WrestleMania. She did not need this particular win for Money in the Bank. Now I know Bianca's never won Money in the Bank. I know she never held that accolade, but she didn't need it. Mitch Yim, she's doing double duty on SmackDown and NXT. She was just at NXT Battleground in the first ever inaugural Women's NXT Championship ladder match for that championship. She competed in that match. So she just did a ladder match. It didn't make sense for her to do that one that she did literally a week and a half ago to come and do this Money in the Bank match. So that's heavy on her for ladder matches back to back. So Chelsea Green would make perfect sense to win this match. And I'm behind her winning. You know, I know Chelsea she's still in the tag team with Piper Niven, but she benefited from all three competitors. She benefited the most to win this match. So it makes sense why she would win for that matter. So congratulations to Chelsea. Big win for her. One of the biggest wins of her career, I might add. So definitely. Later, we had another this one, one of the men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. And this qualifying match, we did have Carmelo Hayes, as I predicted, would win. He defeated Randy Orton and Tama Tonga. Now, he won his match kind of similar to Chelsea Green. Randy Orton was distracted by the Bloodline. I know Carmelo and Tama Tonga did double duty, teaming up. They doubled up on Orton. They took him out. Orton did his best to fight back, which he did at some points. But while Randy Orton was distracted by the Bloodline, Carmelo Hayes snuck up behind him, just like Chelsea snuck up behind Bianca, and he got the 1, 2, 3 pinfall. And Carmelo Hayes, yes, he won the match, and he officially qualifies for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Congratulations to Carmelo. This, similar to Chelsea, this was a very big win for his career. Randy Orton, not just an established superstar, but a very definite WWE Hall of Famer without question. One of the best to ever do it. 14-time world champion, who also held the Money in the Bank briefcase before, about 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, I think 2013. And Tama Tonga, brand new. It will make sense for him to win. He just came on the scene maybe a little over a month ago. So I knew he wasn't going to win either. So the one who won the most, who's been with WWE and has a very rising name, a good heel, will be Carmelo Hayes, which is the best fit. I agree with him winning, just like I agree with Chelsea winning. Don't have a problem with that at all. So Money in the Bank, they say, is geared towards more of a heel character, because you sneak up behind, cashing on the champion, you win. Don't believe me? Look at Edge, the inaugural winner. Look at Seth Rollins, heist of the century. You know, look at Dolph Ziggler when he cashed in at Monday Night Raw the night after WrestleMania back in 2013. You know, heel. Carmella heel when she cast for women's. It benefits a heel to win this briefcase. So as we see Chelsea, a heel won. Carmelo Hayes, another heel, has won. So congratulations to Carmelo. Now let's talk about another big moment in WWE on SmackDown last night. Yes, CM Punk got body. He got that work as I predicted, as I asked you guys in my poll. After CM Punk was announced he's going to be in Chicago this week for the SmackDown to return home. This previous Raw, Drew McIntyre had quit WWE. He walked out. He told Adam Pearce he's out. He cut the promo, said, I can't do this. He even told Triple H backstage, said he's out. And I asked in the poll, would he arrive on SmackDown to confront CM Punk? And 79% of you said yes. 21% of you said no. And that's out of 333 people that voted to see if Drew McIntyre was going to show up on SmackDown. For CM Punk, well, 79% of you that did vote that, you were absolutely right. He did. He attacked them. As unexpectedly, by the way, it was a backstage segment with DIY talking to Grayson Waller, how he's treated Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller, they're having a good, confrontation backstage talking. Next thing you know, we hear noise, we hear sounds, we don't know where it's coming from, we don't know who it is. It was behind the garage. As the garage pulled up, there's a Punk on the ground, Drew standing over him. So yes, that was Drew McIntyre has confronted CM Punk, brought him to the ring. As he brought him to the ring, he took his little band off, the Chicago band, little wristband, put in his pocket. Nick Aldis came out. Drew pushed him. They got a back and forth, talk to each other, a little exchange of words there. He was held off by officials. CM Punk was carted off in an ambulance, and then he left. But many of us knew this was coming after Drew was quit WWE supposedly. But we're going to see where this is going to go between Drew and Punk, because this is definitely heating up, especially from the recent clash at the Castle of Punk screwing Drew, preventing him from winning the world title against Damian Priest in the main event in the World Championship match. So this is going to be very, very good to see what is going to happen next. Expect a big SummerSlam match between CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Could be a steel cage match, could be a no holds barred, could be a false count anywhere, could even be a Hell in a Cell. Who knows? But it's going to be a big match. It's not going to be just a standard match. It will be a big match. So you guys let me know in that live chat comment section below what you think of that. With that being said, we're going to move along. This was a very busy SmackDown, to say the least. Very busy SmackDown. So with that being said, let's move on. Let's see what else happened on SmackDown. Oh, yeah, that's right. We had another segment in the show. We had LA Knight. LA Knight, yeah. We had him, and we had Mr. Logan Paul. Logan Paul knocked him out cold. LA Knight wants the United States Championship. He's tired of playing against Logan Paul. He showed up to his house last week. He said he thought Logan Paul beat it, and he wasn't. Santos Escobar came out to interrupt LA Knight. LA Knight attacked it with the BFT or BTF, whatever you want to call his finisher. And then Logan came up, snuck behind him, and he gave him work.
You about to get that work, son.
So he gave him that work. But like I said, LA Knight, despite him not being doing anything with his character and the fact of him being over, he's still over with the crowd. He still gets over with the crowd. People still, cheering for him. They like it when he say, what he wants to say.
Yeah.
They like to say, yeah, let me talk to you. But they're definitely very good segment. we are expected to see a big SummerSlam or Money in the Bank match between LA Knight and Logan Paul for his United States Championship. And LA Knight is going to beat Logan Paul, and he's going to win his first ever championship in WWE. But that will happen when that time comes. But we all know it's coming. Let's be real. If you follow SmackDown, you follow this particular story between LA and Logan, you know he's going to be for that belt. Logan can't use brass knuckles and get away with it every single time. So he's going to eventually get got. That's the whole thing about that situation. Later on, we had another men's qualifying Money in the Bank ladder match. It was a triple threat to see who qualifies. In this particular one, for who qualifies, it was Andrade who won. Andrade won this match, and he is going to go to Money in the Bank. He defeats Grayson Waller and Kevin Owens pinfall. I think he pinned Kevin Owens after his finisher. It was a very good match. Very good match actually. But I like where this is going with these guys. They did very well in the match. I like that Andrade, he put that work in. He's looking very good since he's been back to WWE. I know he was on Raw at first, and he got drafted to SmackDown. They couldn't find a real angle with him. But now I'm glad that they look like they start to find an angle with Mr. Andrade. And I'm glad he is in Money in the Bank ladder match because he benefited from this win. We can't argue that he benefited. I'm glad he won. Kevin Owens, a well-established star, former world champion, been in Money in the Bank ladder match before in the past, many times, more than once. He did not really need this win as he's steaming up the story with the Bloodline, as he's teaming up with Orton. That's the main reason he didn't need to win. But other than that, it made perfect sense for why Andrade will win. And we know Grayson Waller, he's a tag team champion still with Austin Theory. He's not ready to, win that just yet. So I understood why he didn't win. But Andrade was the perfect choice to win this. So it makes sense why he will win. I'm glad he's going to I know he's going to put on a great performance at Money in the Bank. I would say he seemed very happy when he won. Fans was behind him. Very good win. I know Kevin Owens was the one people prefer to win, but Andrade was a good pick to win. Now, he's not a heel so much. This between himself and Carmelo and Chelsea, who won that night as well. He's not the heel so much. He's more of he's a baby face. You can make him a heel or a tweener, but you need at least a baby face in a match. Do I say Andrade winning Money in the Bank? As much as I like Andrade, no, I don't think that's best for business. And I don't think that's how WWE's going to book it. It doesn't work for WWE that way.
No, brother, it doesn't work for me right now.
So, no, he's not going to win, but at least he's in the match. So, congratulations to Andrade. So, let's see what else happened on SmackDown that night. Let's see. Man, so many moments here in SmackDown. Also, we had the main event, of course. We had a main event. And the main event, was Cody Rhodes. We know he went off against Solo. We can't forget about that part. Him and Solo had a good match. Like I said, they showed Kevin before he went out in his match. We showed Randy Orton. Expect something to go on with that too. I just want to point this out between Randy and Cody at some point. Expect something to go down with them as well. So do not, and I repeat, do not ignore that part. Randy and Cody are going to feud for that championship at some given point in time. I don't know when exactly, but them two are going to go at it. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all. So I just want to highlight that real quick. Like I said, we had other segments with Nia Jax taking out Mitchum and Tiffany Stratton and stuff like that. And Blair Davenport looking for looking for Naomi through Bailey. Little minor segments, but let's get to the main event. In the main event, of course, like I said, Cody, and of course, Jacob Fatu debuting. And his qualification between Solo and Cody. Jacob Fatu, as many people thought, knew he was going to debut. Highly anticipated debut, I might add. And I will talk more about this in the bonus round. Jacob Fatu debuts. Bloodline's growing. And Jacob Fatu cleaned house. Now we got 4 members of the Bloodline. We got Solo, leader, Tagaloa, Tama Tonga, and now Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu definitely made his mark in a very good way debuting. And he did it by taking out Cody Rhodes and arrested Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, who tried to come make the save for Cody. So he made his mark.
No. Oh my God!
And as you can see, he got on the top of the ropes. He put Cody through a table. So not only is the Bloodline growing, the feud is growing between Cody himself and Solo and the rest of the Bloodline. All that's growing. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, all that's growing. So it was a good Jacob Fatu debut. I know the only one missing is Zilla Fatu. I knew Jacob Fatu Zilla 102 is going to debut. So now Solo got 4 people. So it's gonna be nasty work out there. So Bloodline, expect for them to continue to wreak havoc and make some definite noise on SmackDown. But with that being said, very good way to end SmackDown, very good way to close it. They close out the show that way. They all had the 4 in the ring and they put the 1s up. So that was the end of SmackDown for June 21st. With the results of Jacob Fatu debuting and Drew McIntyre destroying CM Punk. 2 important parts of the show. So let's get my final review on SmackDown. So with that stuff going on, the main stories of, like I said, Jacob Fatu, CM Punk, Blair Davenport, Naomi going to have a match. You're going to have Mitchum feuding with Tiffany and Nia Jax. Tiffany have alliance. You got the LA Knight, Logan Paul storyline. You also have, not just that, you had 3 Money in the Bank qualifying matches, 2 for men, 1 for women. Very good matches, in my opinion, all 3 of them. CM Punk, of course, being hauled off an ambulance, debuting of Jacob Fatu. Very good show. I give this show 5 out of 5. Very good storyline. Remember, guys, remember. I know we just finished Clash at the Castle. We do have Money in the Bank coming up very soon. And Money in the Bank will be 2 weeks away from today. 2 weeks away. So they have to get the proper storylines in, the proper builds, and of course, all the participants for the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches. So they have to get all that set up. And we get another Bloodline member. So very good way of SmackDown. And we'll see what happens on the next episode of SmackDown. And of course, Raw right around the corner for Monday. But definitely, you guys let me know in live chat and the comment section below what you think of this recent episode of SmackDown for June 21st of the big parts of Jacob Fatu debuting and CM Punk being taken out by Drew McIntyre. But with that being said, we're going to head off into the bonus round. So let's get to that shortly. Hey, we are back. We got the bonus round. We are going to talk about it. The bonus round we'll talk about today will be Bloodline versus Bloodline. And I'm talking about the current bloodline of Solo, Tama Tonga, Loa, and now the newest member, Jacob Fatu. And it will be against the original bloodline of Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and also another member I will add. We had the recent episode of SmackDown. We had Jacob Fatu debuting, while we thought Solo was back to the corner by Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody. Jacob takes out everybody, cleans house. So this is where we got it now. It's these four now. Bloodline versus Bloodline, and I think it's going to be an amazing way of setting this up. This is what it's going to ultimately lead to, a Bloodline versus Bloodline matchup. We got to say, I mentioned before, it was going to be a civil war like last year, part 2. That could be the case, but I know everyone pretty much Solo has his whole arsenal back up. He may have one more in his arsenal, but pretty much got everybody out. He got, Tama Tonga debuting last month, Tonga Loa a couple weeks ago, and now Jacob Fatu. So definitely it's going to be crazy. This is going to be a wild one. And like I said, with that being said, it's going to lead to the whole Bloodline versus Bloodline. That's how it's going to go down. So like I said, we thought Solo was back into a corner. Jacob Fatu comes out of nowhere, and he saves the day, and now he's ready. We're going to have a very good one of Bloodline versus Bloodline. It could be a big event. Like I said, it may not be a SummerSlam or Money in the Bank thing, as Roman's not back yet, but it could lead to a Survivor Series type of thing. So keep an eye out for that. And Bloodline versus Bloodline, it's going to be amazing how that's going to be constructed, because you're going to have two stables, and they can even fight for, who's the real bloodline or bloodline title. So it could be of that, or rights of bloodline. So this is very good long-term booking. Bloodline, we know, was formed back in 2020, but this is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what the next step's going to be, for what WWE is going to do with it. So we're going to get ready. These guys are not playing around as far as booking the right stuff. I know people are making fun of, saying that Roman and Solo are they got their own respective bloodlines. I know they're making fun of Solo, like CM Punk did, say they're not the real bloodline. Fake wannabe bloodline, because we know the original is, it will always be pretty much the Roman and others. It's going to be Roman. It's going to be the Usos. And like I said, they'll add another member to that mix. So do keep an eye out for that. But when we do, have it, it's going to be something special. We had this match going on. So do not ignore that, not one bit. But we all know when it comes to the bloodline, this is the original bloodline. This is the bloodline people respect. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, Usos, who held the tag team championships for a long time. Roman, his 116-day run as champion, has Sammy in there at one point. Best stable in modern era, and great storyline on television. But now we got this bloodline here. Solo and the Tonga Loa and the Thomas. I'm gonna call them the Tongas. Tonga Loa. We're calling the Tongas. Might call them the Tongas because they are brothers. Then you got, of course, Jacob Fatu. So I think the match will come down to a real bloodline versus who's the real bloodline, or a title of bloodline. Whoever wins in the Civil War, they get the proper title bloodline, and others will have to step to the side. That could be what's going to lead to, because we have now officially going to have pretty much two different bloodlines, or bloodline, or you call bloodline 2.0, however you want to book it. But this is going to be the main match that people's going to see. We want to see Roman team up with the Usos. We want to see them reunite. That's what we want to see. And I think that's what's going to go down, because Solo has his full stable. And I think the one that is going to help them, it will be the debut of Zilla Fatu. Remember, he has not been shown yet on WWE TV. He's the only one missing from this whole bunch. So let's not forget about Zilla Fatu. Zilla Fatu is the son of the late Umaga. And since Jacob Fatu is on Solo's side, he will more likely be on Roman's side, because Roman, he will need a fourth guy, as he got himself in the Usos, and Zilla will be the fourth guy. And that's why I said it will ultimately lead to a Bloodline versus Bloodline. You see three there. Add Zilla to that group of Roman, you got yourself a 4-on-4 match. You know, that's the way I see that going down. That's the way it should be booked. And I think it's going to be a great match. I think it'll be a great way. We just got to know when Roman's going to return, when Jimmy Uso's going to return, because they've both been on TV for a while. Jimmy been on for a while. Roman, we haven't seen him still since WrestleMania 40, losing the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes in the main event of night 2. So Bloodline rule style. So we got to see how Roman's going to make his way back to WWE. We got to see how that's going to go down. I think it'll be great the way they book that. It's going to be amazing build. You know, I have full confidence in WWE. They're going to do this right. They're not going to botch this, because Bloodline, like I said, been formed since 2020, the beginning of Roman Reigns' championship run. It just ended, and it's going to continue on. And it's 2024, it's still going on without Roman and the original Bloodline being anywhere in sight. Only when we see the original Bloodline is Paul Heyman. And I know he's going to be conflicted on what side to be on. When Roman comes back with the Usos in Zilla Fatu, will Paul Heyman jump back to Roman, or will he stay on the side of Solo as he has been since Roman's been gone? So I know Paul Heyman's going to be conflicted. That's another part of the story that will be very intriguing, to say the least, because I'm very happy to see what's going to happen next between all of that. It's going to be exciting to see what's going to go down. So I just don't want, as long as there's no hiccups, it'll be fine. And I think it will be just good. But Zilla Fatu, keep an eye out on him. He will show up at some point on WWE TV. I don't know when, but I think when Roman returns and Jimmy Uso returns, Jey Uso, finish the whole his little hot run he got on Raw. He come back to team of Roman. Expect Zilla Fatu to show up to help these guys when Roman and the Usos are outnumbered by Solo and his new bloodline. So I think that's how he'll debut, and then we'll have the 4-on-4 match. So I think that's how they do it. Like I said, expect it to be at a big event. I don't see SummerSlam just yet. I don't see it right away. It will happen at some point. I think it will go down to that. But another caveat of this whole bloodline thing, not only is going to lead to a 4-on-4 match, because like I said, he got his boys. He's ready to go. Understandable of that. We know that it's going to be Roman and his people versus Solo and his people. We know that. Thing about it is, not ultimately it'll be a 4-on-4, but the main caveat of this whole thing, it will come down to 1-on-1. And it's going to come down to Solo versus Roman, Tribal Chief versus Tribal Chief. This is a feud that's really going to be. It's going to be Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. Why is that? Why would it go down to Roman and Solo? Well, it's pretty simple. Roman Reigns said that Solo will be the next in line to be head of the table. He has what it takes. He was basically being groomed. You guys remember that storyline? And then lately on TV, Soul's been giving us signs that he's want to be Roman's spot. I mean, he showed that already with the spear he did a couple weeks ago. If you guys remember this spear he did, which is Roman's move.
You just have to avoid. Oh, a spear by Solo.
So if you guys remember that, he was ready to do the Samoan spike that he normally does on Montez Ford, but he said, no, I'm going to do a spear. And he did very similar to how Roman does spear. Go through the ropes and hit the spear. That's a sign that he's mocking Roman and he wants to be Roman. He wants to be head of the table. Another thing too, another clue that they gave us recently on SmackDown. You know, Solo been saying to Paul Heyman, I talked to Roman. You know, he said I could run things till he come back. He said I could take care of this when he come back. Roman's good. Remember he was telling Paul Heyman, I talk to Roman all the time. Paul was like, I ain't been getting a hold of Roman. I haven't spoke to him since WrestleMania. And Solo, you know, said, oh yeah, I talk to him all the time. He said I could take over till he come back. We knew that was a lie. We knew that Solo was just saying that. We knew that there was some more story behind that. And he recently unveiled that on his recent episode of SmackDown for June 21st, when he told Paul Heyman Roman's not coming back.
But Roman, he's not coming back.
So when Solo said that to Paul Heyman, we already knew it was going to set up a feud between these two. And remember, during that SmackDown as well, it was a lot of fans wanting Roman. We got a lot of the we want Roman. I was there a lot. It was crazy. That's what they wanted. They wanted Roman Reigns, and they want him to come back. And we're going to have a match. Could be a SummerSlam or another big event, a big PLE match. But this is what it's going to come down to. Roman Reigns versus Solo, 1-on-1. That's the match that people expect to see. Because remember, Solo did a lot of work for Roman. He helped Roman time and time again in main event title matches. I'll give you some examples. He debuted at Clash at the Castle 2022 when Drew was competing for Roman's title. He lost because after we thought the whole bloodline was taken out and taken care of, Solo debuted, someone got Drew, and Roman was able to get the win and retain his title. Another situation, WrestleMania 39. Cody Rhodes has the crossroads. He's going in for the win. He's going to set to beat Roman Reigns. Solo, who was kicked out of the arena earlier that evening, he put his hoodie on, came up, snuck up on Cody right by the apron in the ropes, and he hit him with Samoan spike, allowing Roman to spear him and retain his title and continue his long run at WrestleMania 39. So let's be honest, Solo's been saving Roman for quite some time during that championship run. And it's safe to say that one for Solo saving Roman during those big title matches when it counted the most, Roman would even had the belt for 1,316 days. So that gives Solo the reason of why he should be running things now, since Roman has lost the championship versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. He felt like, hey, I was supposed to be next in line. Roman already said it. I saved you plenty of times during big title matches. And also, I feel like it's my turn. I owe my due. And Roman, you lost your title. You can't be head of the table, if you are not champion no more. You lost your championship to Cody Rhodes. Not only at WrestleMania and night 2 in the main event, also under Bloodline rules, where it worked in Roman Reigns' favor. So that gives Solo his reason to say, I should be head of the table. I should take over. Roman shouldn't have a spot anymore. That will be Solo Sikoa's argument of why he should be running things now. And he don't feel like he should listen to Roman anymore. But they still saying that someone is giving Solo Sikoa orders to say all this stuff about Roman and to take over and to say Roman's not coming back. Is there someone behind Solo that we don't know about? Could it still be The Rock? Could it be someone else? We don't know. We don't know just yet, but it could be very well be the case of why Solo has positioned himself to be the head of the table, position himself to put Roman out, and position himself to put his own kind of bloodline and to have his own guys that are formed around him in the likes of Tangaloa, Tama Tonga, and now Jacob Fatu. So Solo has a good argument of why he should be running things. Now, with this match, it's pretty much going to be into play at some point. Roman will come back, and Roman will defeat Solo. Now, I'm not saying Solo is booked to be the future of the WWE or Solo is booked to be the top heel in the company. I'm not saying any of that. I will say he will be, as they say on the IWC, he will be fed to Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns will get the dub on Solo. We ain't going to have an all-out battle at SummerSlam, wherever the PLE is. Could be SummerSlam. Roman Reigns versus Solo, that sounds like money to me. Sounds like a very, very good match. I don't see why not. Am I looking forward to seeing this match at SummerSlam or any other PLE? I only got one answer for that.
Yes! 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 Yes!
So Roman and Solo, it's going to be a very, very good matchup. Like I said, we know the other Bloodline guys on Roman's side and Solo's side going to face off, but this is the match that's going to come down to. It will come down to Roman and Solo. And it's going to be a good match. Could be for, like I said, maybe a tribal chief versus tribal chief. Who gets the proper title of tribal chief? Roman has his claim of tribal chief, and Solo has his claim of tribal chief. Roman can say, I started the bloodline. We stated Solo's argument. We can say Roman's. Roman say, I'm the originator. I'm the OG. I held on a championship longer than anybody in modern day history. I put together the bloodline. I made everybody relevant. I made the Usos relevant, who were also the undisputed tag team champions for 622 days. If I got the dates right, I know it was over 600 days. He could say, Solo, I put you on. I brought you to the bloodline. I made you a name. You became a name because of me, Roman Reigns. You got Paul Heyman, the wise man, who also been to stay relevant. Roman Reigns to say, I brought him on, made that relevant, because Usos, Solo, they have been relevant because of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns did put together a bloodline. And that's something that has to be acknowledged. We know Solo has been taken over. We get all of that, but we cannot ignore the fact. Facts are facts, guys, that this whole thing started due to Roman Reigns. So it's good. I like the whole story. It's going somewhere, and it's going places, going further than I thought it would go, but it's definitely going somewhere. And that's not a prediction. That is definitely.
And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
So Roman and Solo have their both arguments of who should be the proper tribal chief of the bloodline. Hold that title, and of course the bloodline title. So it could be a number of reasons what they're fighting over. Roman versus Solo, but that could be a good one. Tribal chief versus tribal chief. I don't see why not. Book it. That would be a good way of doing that. And I think that would be a good way to set that up. Like I said, long-term booking is everything. We've seen that with WWE, especially as of late. Like I said, keep out Cody Fatu because he did put on here. I want to highlight that too. He did put up there, see you soon. And that was under his Instagram account. But other than that, though, we're going to get Roman Solo. We're going to get a Bloodline versus Bloodline, no matter what the case may be. But that's what's going to go down. And that's all I have regarding the subject of Bloodline versus Bloodline. Roman versus Solo, Tribal Chief versus Tribal Chief. This is the bonus round of that. I appreciate you guys coming out. You guys let me know in the comment section, live chat, what did you think of not only the Bloodline scenario of Bloodline versus Bloodline, but also Roman versus Solo one-on-one match. Roman and Solo are going to definitely butt heads, and they're going to have a match at some given point. SummerSlam, whatever the PLE will be. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next with WWE storyline. Soon to reveals will pop up. One will be Roxanne Perez, next challenger for her title. Next video will be Clash at the Castle Scotland main event review. And until then, it is OUT.